I guess I have this little job to do, which is both my honor and my privilege. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glass for a toast to the newlyweds. Marc and Corinne, as if I had to introduce them. May, may the light of friendship guide your path together. May the joy of living May the joy of living for one another trip a little knowing smile and a twinkle in your eye. To the newlyweds.
Science lecture right now. Good evening, everyone. I really like to thank everyone for this sharing special day with Marc and us, the whole family, especially after the wedding was rescheduled multiple times, thanks to nothing COVID, and all of us having to battle convoys and road closures just to be here today. There is, of course, one very important person who couldn't make it here today, Marc. I know that Mom would have loved nothing more than to be here. When she got sick, the wedding was really the only thing on her mind, as she so badly wanted to be here for you and couldn't on this very special day. I know that she would have been so proud of you, just like we are. She would have also prepared an amazing speech, which none of us would be able to top, but we'll do our absolute best. The best thing about being 7 years older than Marc is that I remember his early years. He was this happy, laid-back, perhaps overly laid-back kid from the start, very much like the way he is now. I remember him being quite happy just observing Rob and I and our shenanigans as we were kids. In particular, I still have super fond memories of him watching me play video games for hours and hours on end. From a young age, he had a healthy dose of Mario, RPGs, and first-person shooters. However, those fond memories ended as soon as he started playing together because he would always win, always. Which to this day is still incredibly frustrating. So yes, I take full credit and full blame for Marc being the video game shark that he is. In fact, he was so good that it became hard to pull him away from a computer or a console. And I was beginning to think if you ever find the time to meet a girl, let alone get married. But I guess Marc proved me wrong in the end. So, 7 Montgomery. The house we grew up in, the house I still currently live in, the party house previously known as the House of Sin. And if you're a friend from Elmer, or as is commonly referred to, the Pearl of the Outaouais, you have no doubt been to 7 Montgomery. I still remember Marc and all his friends hanging out in the basement while the rest of us older kids gathered upstairs. Then one day, all of these guys just decided to join us, the big boys, you know? And it's been that way ever since. We had some memorable nights. The Trailer Park Boys Halloween. Still bummed we never got a group photo, but at least we got to admire the piss jugs on the roof for the next couple months. The annual Christmas keggers, because what could be better than leaving your family to drink beers with the boys? Or, as we put it, come have a drink with your real family. There were competitive tournaments of strikers, NFL Blitz, Mario Tennis, and FIFA. And who could forget about the infamous tree-cutting incident of 2005? Never returned to the scene of the crime. Right, Rico?
So not only is Marc a great friend, but we will know that he'll also be a great dad. He is just amazing with kids, especially his nieces and nephews. He's clearly the fun uncle, I guess, who will always answer the call to play monster and chase them around, even when he can barely walk because of his bad back. The kids love him for it, and I'm sure his own kids will eventually as well. He's just a big kid with an even bigger heart.
All right. And now, Corinne.
Corinne, you look great tonight. And all right, now that that part's done, here are some interesting observations I've made about Corinne. Number one, she has an unhealthy obsession with the Elmer Marina. I have so many questions about it. What does she go there for? What does one do there? Why has she been there more times in the last 2 years than I have been in my entire life? I know, but number two, from what I can tell, she's never seen a single movie or TV show made before 2001. The Simpsons? Somehow no. Forrest Gump? Nope. The Shawshank Redemption? What I'm trying to say, and she knows this, is that I think she's a ridiculous human being. But all jokes aside, we're thrilled to have Corinne in our lives. She's been such a great addition, and she fits in perfectly. She always makes time for family, and our kids adore her, especially Alexa, who always seems to come home from their house with a full makeover. It is our pleasure to officially welcome you into the family.
So please join us in a toast to Marc and Corinne. To paraphrase the immortal Homer Simpson, a reference that Corinne would not get, marriage is the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. Cheers. Cheers.
Please bear with us because this is not our usual spectac setup. Corinne is typically the lead singer and lead choreographer. I'm usually the air guitarist, and please do not touch the guitar.
And I'm usually the light technician and and the halftime show comedian until I get kicked off the stage by Corinne. We're actually not sure how we made it up here without a script or a routine. It's pretty impressive.
Okay, well, we would like to start off. Corinne, you look amazing today.
Oh, there you go. Kiss. Kiss. As I'm watching you smile ear to ear, I'm thinking, someone must be bringing out the cheese curds. But it's just love in your eyes for Marc. We know how much you love your cheese.
As we sat to write our speech, I thought I need to think of all the embarrassing stories I share with Corinne. But it seems a lot more embarrassing on my end, like the one time you pantsed me outside in front of everybody.
And the time you stole my bikini and left me in the pool alone.
So maybe we just won't go there.
Being Bébé Joe, I looked up to both my sisters and believed every word that came out of their mouths, like when they would convince me that Mama and Papa had jelly beans for me when they really didn't. Corinne definitely used that trick one too many times on me compared to Vero.
But we could keep going on and on all night about funny stories of our childhood with Corinne, but you probably wouldn't be able to understand any of them because we just stand here and laugh. And if you've been to our family dinners, you know we do that.
But we are here to talk about how happy we are for Corinne and Marc for finally officially tying the knot.
Joe. Okay. Growing up, we didn't always agree on anything, but we can all agree.
Marc, it's time to get rid of your blue car, your baby blue car.
It's blue. It's baby blue.
It's baby blue.
But seriously, we know Corinne found her soulmate when she found you, the second we met you. mainly because Corinne was being herself, and you weren't even fazed by it one bit. And seeing you watch her today during the ceremony, I could tell there's nothing but love in your eyes for our sister.
I even cried. Over the years, we've gotten to know you, Mark, and how much you not only care about Corinne, but all of us.
We can always count on Mark to entertain Zach, share a fun fact, and annoy our sister.
I want to say a special thank to Mark for always acknowledging my existence so I don't feel like background noise at my family dinners.
And adding his own commentary. Cheers to the happy couple. We forgot our drink. Cheers to the happy couple. We're super excited to officially have Mark in our family. Cheers.
Hi, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Katie, Corinne's maid of honor. Thank you. Wasn't it a beautiful day? Yes. It's been a long time coming. And now that it's finally here, Corinne and Mark, it's an honor to stand up here with you. They say that once in a lifetime, someone comes into your life that you're absolutely meant to be with. Everything feels great, the stars are aligned, and you know that you've met the person that you're going to know and love for the rest of your life. For Corinne, that person is me. Corinne and I met through swimming when we were 13 or 14 and immediately bonded over our shared sense of humor. There is something special about having a friend that has known you most of your life. She has been my partner in crime since we were young, and many of my favorite moments and memories are the ones I have with her. My favorite thing about our friendship is how much we laugh. This is something that has often landed us in trouble over the years. We used to go to swim practices at 5 a.m. and would start each morning laughing loudly at anything and everything. This wasn't often well received so early in the morning, and it especially wasn't appreciated in the middle of hard practices when we were supposed to be focused. Laughing is also what resolved one of our only fights to date. One swim practice, Corinne and I had gotten into an argument over who was going to go first in our lane for a kick set. She went first and purposely went slow, so I was forced to pass her. In swimming, you do this by reaching forward, grabbing someone's ankle, and yanking them backwards in the water. She didn't like this, and proceeded to take her kickboard and smack me right over the head. This was such a shocking and unexpected event that we immediately started to laugh. Fight over. Not only is she hilarious and one of the best people to spend time with, she also has a huge heart. Corinne, I couldn't be more proud to stand with you today and every single day that follows. You are an incredible woman, an even better friend, and I know that these things will make you an amazing wife to Mark and mother to your future kids. Speaking of Mark, I've been in Corinne's life long enough to see her date some duds, but I can say it was obvious right away that Mark was not a dud. He is genuine and kind and goes out of his way to make sure everyone is taken care of. He makes me laugh every time I see him and always provides excellent background commentary every time we FaceTime. I met Mark just a few weeks into him and Corinne dating, and it was clear that they would be in it for the long run, at least to Corinne. The three of us went for sushi one night in those first few weeks, and when Mark went to the washroom, we immediately debriefed. We're getting married, she said. And I was like, I mean, that's great. He's great, but he has to agree, so thankfully he did. Over the past few years, I've spent my fair share of time with these two, and I can honestly say that I have not have picked a better match for Corinne. All anyone wants is for their friend to be happy, safe, and loved in a relationship. Corinne and Mark go well beyond that. They support each other and are truly each other's best friend. I hear it's customary at this point in a wedding toast to give marriage advice to the bride and groom. Since I am not married, or close, I wasn't quite sure how to tackle that one. Thankfully, Google has a list of the top 25 pieces of advice to give. These two were my favorites. Choose to love each other, even in those moments when you struggle to like each other. And always remember that the best things in life are to hold on to is each other. Corinne and Mark, congratulations. I love you both so much and couldn't be happier for you, and I can't wait to see what's next. So let's everyone raise our glasses and join me in a toast to Corinne and Marc. Cheers.
Hello, everybody. Let's give it up to the amazing speech given by the wonderful maid of honor. If you enjoyed how thoughtful and sweet her speech was, well, I have to warn you, you're about to be greatly disappointed with mine. Anyway, on behalf of the newlyweds, I would like to thank everyone for attending their amazing celebration. I have to say, everyone looks amazing. For those who don't know me, which to be honest is probably a good thing for you, I am Stephen, and I'm one of Marc's longest tenured friends. After waiting for over a year and a half, we have finally been able to come together to celebrate the union of the two finest people in the NCR. That's right. To the bride and the groom, I'd like to say thank you on behalf of all the groomsmen for asking us to be part of this special day. We're extremely honored to be part of this important life event and to share this memory with you forever. Marc, I can thank the alphabet for the reason Marc and I met. It was the first day of school for grade 2 at LM Elementary, and when I was patiently waiting for Mrs. Hagenbottom to shout out my name with the rest of the kids in the gym. After my name was called, I made my way to the front, and I remember the principal belling out, "Marc Simons!" It would not be the first or last time someone butchered Marc's last name. Who is this new kid, I wondered? Well, for those of you who are not too familiar with the alphabet, R becomes before S. So we ended up sitting next to each other in class, and the rest is history. Here we are, 27 years later, and our friendship is strong as ever. We have made so many memories together over the years, from ultimate to thousands of games of pool and dice, to cottage weekends and trips, to becoming House of Sim alums, you know who you are, and all the laughs in between. You have always been one of my best friends. I can go on with all the cliche things you would normally say for the great person like Marc, but it would not do him justice. But I can try. Marc is kind, thoughtful, and is always there to help a friend. Marc has been a constant in my life and many others in this room. No matter what trials and tribulations I have experienced, Marc has always been there to support, listen, and provide advice. Well, Marc's pretty reliable, he's also reliably late for everything. I am not going to lie. I'm surprised we made it here on the ceremony on time. Touché. For anyone who has had to plan something with Marc, you know there's the time we agreed upon and the time that Marc will show up. So your best bet is to aim for the other time. But luckily, someone finally came into his life who brought him some structure that we all had been praying for. For some while now, if I need to plan an actual event with Marc, not just chilling during the week, but an actual event, I text someone who I now consider to be a very close friend and confidant, Corinne. Corinne, before I continue, I just gotta say you look fantastic today. You're absolutely stunning. Let's give it up for Corinne. Let's give it up for Corinne. I will never forget the day when Marc told me how excited he was to go on a date with this gal he met at the Hive. I guess the first impressions were great because I only heard from him later that night saying he met a special lady. The next time we were hanging out, I will never forget him telling me that he had a good feeling about you and that you might even be the one. 1 week, folks. Over the years, as your bond grew stronger, I knew that you guys were perfect for each other. No matter what life has thrown your way, through the highs and the lows, you have always been there for each other and had each other's backs. Now, I'm not going to stand here acting like a marriage expert, providing you with insights on how to have a successful marriage, but I was once told by a wiser man that marriage is like riding a bike. Oh, never mind. Anyways, I suggest we raise our glasses for a toast. They say you don't marry the person you can live with, you marry the person you can't live without. That sums up Corinne and Marc perfectly. To the happy couples, cheers.
Good evening and welcome, everyone. I'm Nancy, the bride's mom, and this handsome fellow next to me is Andre, her dad, as if you didn't know. We are so happy that you're all here with us to celebrate the marriage of our daughter, Corinne, and our new son-in-law, Marc. Thank you all so much for coming today.
We would also like to thank Marc's family. Thank you, Colin. You made it back. And Tracy, who is looking over us today. Know that we are honored to welcome this fine young man to our family.
We have to say it's been quite the roller coaster ride to getting you both here today. I'm sorry, your dad's in the way. When you got engaged over 2.5 years ago, no one could have imagined that the path to this day would have been so difficult and challenging, but so worth it. Corinne, we look at you today, beautiful woman and bride, and can't help but remember the day you came into this world. A perfect little angel with beautiful, dark brown eyes just staring at us, ready to take on the world.
I remember that day. Soon after the birth, I was supposed to take Corinne to, well, essentially we were supposed to let the nurse take Corinne to get cleaned and all that stuff. Not this dad. I am that dad. I hovered over Corinne, protected her, marched down the aisle. No one was going to touch her. I never would let her out of my sight. I don't know why. I was trying to protect her from, I don't know. Yes, being that parent, I'll always try to protect her. But today, I don't have to do that as much anymore. Marc's here. I'm handing off the baton to my little girl, to Marc.
Marc, you know this by now, we are sure, but Corinne has always been a ball of energy and can be quite the handful. Having fun and making the most of every minute has always been her motto, and I'm sure that will not change. From a young age, she decided that sleep was optional, and well, no one else really needed any either, right?
Coco didn't want to miss a thing. And by the way, you can tell I'm not reading my lines. Since the age of 5 months, I would stay up with her, and she would cry and cry and cry. And if we would put her in a crib, she'd cry till she puked. So I would take her and rock her till the wee hours in the morning, maybe 2-3 hours of sleep. Remember that one Christmas Eve, we thought we were smart. She was just a newborn. And we're saying, oh, well, we're going to save a lot of sleep. Instead of driving from Castleman to Cornwall, we're going to stay over at Nancy's mom's place, and that way we'll be able to sleep. Corinne had a totally different plan. That night, she decided to stay up all night, even being a newborn, wanted to see Santa Claus. Shut up. Later, as Katie mentioned, swimming, 5 a.m. Getting up, God help us, every morning getting her ready for swimming at that point on. So, thank you.
Anyone who knows Corinne knows that she loves with all her being. What you see is what you get. She is genuine. She is also very protective of those she loves. Her sisters can attest to that. They, of course, know that she is the only one allowed to be hard on them. God forbid anyone does or say anything bad about them. That's her job. Actually, a few have dared, and well, it didn't go so well for them, let's just say. Remembering one occasion in particular, when someone wasn't so nice to Vito in high school. That poor person had an unfortunate encounter with Corinne that we are sure they did not forget. So Mark, you'll be well protected by Corinne. She is passionate about helping others and making sure they succeed. The thought and care she puts into every single thing she does is unbelievable. Mark, we see this in you as well. From the very first times we met you, we could see that you were genuine and such a good person. You are caring, honest, and loving, and also very protective of those you love. We see how understanding and caring you are with Corinne, and how you look at her and make her smile and laugh. Well, that just means the world to us as parents.
The two of you are perfect for each other. We couldn't imagine anyone better, or as patient as Mark for Coco to start their new adventure. Unfortunately, Mark has a flaw, which we've grown to look over. He's a Sens fan. He married into a Leaf family. Not good. I see there may be many Battle of Ontario and Elmer, Quebec. All kidding aside, Mark has shown it to be a great guy, a great addition to our family. We both can't be happier that Mark and Coco found each other. Both of us are, I'm sorry about that. Both of you, please remember, the door is always open if you ever need anything. I'm a text away. No guarantees I'll answer in the next few hours, but a text away anyways.
Time flies by quickly, and we can offer you and Mark one piece of advice. It is to cherish every moment. Live your life to the fullest. Don't sweat the small stuff. I know that's hard, Coco. Don't go to bed mad or sad or angry. Don't waste 1 second worrying about something that's not important. Life is just too short. A best friend is someone you laugh with, dream with, and love with all your heart. Remember that from this day, this moment on, you are lifelong partners, and you're responsible for each other's happiness. Don't ever take the other's feelings for granted. We love you both very much and are so happy for both of you.
My advice about marriage. As it was written in my favorite book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Don't panic. Please remember, life is a journey, so enjoy the ride. And the bad times are like stones. They hurt like hell, but they'll sooner or later pass. Join us in a toast once again for Mark. May they have a long and happy adventure together filled with love and long-lasting memories. We love you both.
Good evening, folks. I'm the boy's stepfather. My wife, Tracy, passed away this past winter. She's the one that would normally be giving the big speeches. She loved to talk. They claim that I talk too much, but no, I'm shy. When Tracy and I first got together, Mark was a 4-year-old, just turned 4. And he was a bubbly, happy little 4-year-old. And he loved watching the movie Terminator. His Uncle John had gotten an illegal descrambler for pay for TV. And this little monster could probably recite most of the text from that thing. They say that children that watch violent stuff will turn out to be violent adults. But he's still a great, big, steady teddy bear that he always was. Also, as a little guy, as a 4-year-old, he'd watch his brothers playing video games, and one of the ones he liked was King's Quest. Now, King's Quest, you have to read a thing and then type in answers. So at 4 years old, he'd say, "How do you say this?" And so at 4 years old, he was playing King's Quest and teaching himself to read and write. He was quite the kid. As a teenager, Mark was a really good kid, unlike his brothers. No night calls from the police to pick him up drunk. No sneaking out the bedroom windows to go to parties. He was such a good kid. He was always a very hard-working student and did well in high school and university. And Tracy was so proud of him when he graduated with honors. When he graduated, he had been expected to transition into a job in the government. But the government had stopped hiring, so he took up the challenge and began consulting. So now, how many years has it been? 10? 10 years. Anyway, finally in April, he got a job with the Bank of Canada, and Tracy would be so terribly proud of him for having done this. Mark is a really great uncle to his nephews and nieces. He loves kids and will make an excellent parent. We're really looking forward to kids there, guys. Corinne came into his life a few years ago, and Tracy and I loved her immediately and were ecstatic when they set a wedding date. COVID caused the date to be shifted twice, but finally the date is here. I believe the future is theirs and they'll have a wonderful life together. So raise your glasses for a toast. I forgot to bring a glass myself. To the bride and groom. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone.
I meant to have a paper copy of this, but I forgot it, so of course.
We're so excited to have everyone here to share this day with us. It's been a long time coming, and it means a lot that you're all here. You all play a very important role in our lives. We'd like to thank the wedding party for all your love and support. Mark.
Constantly move my time out.
It is greatly appreciated. A big thanks to our parents that made sure this day would be the best day ever, which it has been.
I would like to thank Corinne's family for raising such a caring, loving, kind, and smart woman who often puts herself before others. Today, I'm the luckiest man to be marrying such a wonderful person. You all made it so easy for me to feel part of the family, and I'm honored to be officially joining it. To my family, sorry. To my family, thank you for always being there for me. I know this year has been tough for all of us, but I'm glad we're all here to celebrate this great day. I know you're watching us over at Mom. I know you'd be so happy for both of us.
I want to thank Mark's family for welcoming me with open arms. You have raised such an amazing person who's so patient, loving, and caring. Colin, Colin, I'm honored to have married your amazing son today. Like Mark said, we know Tracy's watching over us, and I want to thank her for raising the man of my dreams. To my family, thank you for always being there for us no matter what. Mama and Papa, your constant love and support means everything to us. Since I was a little girl, you have encouraged and supported all my dreams, and for that, I am so thankful. Okay. So we also want to thank say thank you to Janaea and her team at Lago, Bethany and Luke, our photographers and videographer, as well as our DJ, Joel. They've been with us since the beginning, before everything started, like 3 years ago, and have put up with all the changes that have had to happen.
We love you all.
We waited 1,233 days for this day to happen, so please party accordingly.
Thank you.